Hi guys, I just recorded a 10-minute video and it didn't work. Thank you, Apple. I am a big Apple fan, but I get really fed up when I go to record something and it doesn't record. So anyways, this is going to be a quick video. Sorry if there's a bit of an echo. I had to move because there's the lighting. I don't have any expensive lighting because I don't have money. And a lot of that's crazy expensive. For them, I don't make money in my videos, so it's not even worth it, but sorry about that. So I am going to do a quick video though, and it's ultra unprofessional. That's okay. You should be used to that by now. But, it's not bullshit either. I just say it the way it is. And if I mean, you can see probably from the title that my books are anti-woke as fuck, which is probably an exaggeration. I'm not saying it like that to be crude. I just get really tired of all this woke shit, and I specifically talk about how my last book, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, is not. It's so anti-woke, and I think you'll kind of get that throughout my videos, my books. My videos maybe talking about books. Anyways, the point is that I find this whole woke thing, the DEI, which is diversity, equity, inclusion, if you don't know, a lot of people don't, because they're like, what are you talking about? Because it's just one of those things that's just been instilled in our culture, and unless you're really paying attention, you probably don't know, never heard of it, don't know why, for example, you can't say certain things because it's offensive to people and all this other bullshit, which I'm not even going to get into that. I'm just saying the concept of seeing everyone as an equal and accepting diversity and stuff, I think is great. Of course, all of my books have had diversity. I've had characters from various backgrounds, and I'm still gonna be called a racist because I'm not into this woke shit, but I do. I have most of the characters in my books have diverse backgrounds, with the exception of maybe my first couple of my books I did years ago. First couple of books I did. Sorry, I can't talk. Anyways, and I had a transgender character even in one of my books. So I mean, obviously I don't have a problem. That was years ago. I didn't do it because it was the acceptable woke thing to do. I did it because I wanted to. And everything I've done is because I wanted to, not because it was sort of established that that's how you're supposed to be, which you see that in a lot of media now. Suddenly, like somebody who has no talent but is a specific background, we'll say ethnicity of such, or transgender or whatever, will get specific roles or jobs or whatever because of that, which I think most people would agree is bullshit and is also very insulting to a whole group of various communities who don't want to get that job, for example, because they're whatever background they are, what I shouldn't say background, but whatever culture they come from or whatever, like, you get what I'm saying. They want to be there because of their ability. And anyway, so back to this woke shit that I complain about, and I have been for some time. I'm not for it in my books, and I kind of almost very blatantly rebel against it. In my last book, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, was one of those books. I blatantly go against it, and you can see that in the back cover, which I think at times has been held against me, which there's a certain group of people would love that, and that's fine. That's fine. I don't care. But when I first put the cover out, and something I don't know if a lot of people are aware of, I put it on Facebook when I first before the book was out, before I even, I probably wasn't even ready. Like, I probably didn't even know when I was going to get my first copy, kind of thing. It was so new. It was the first thing. Of course, people want to see the cover. So I put the cover on Facebook, and nothing happened. And by nothing, I mean nobody liked it, nobody shared it, nobody cared. It was nothing. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. Of course, I think I had anti-woke is one of my keywords. And I put that there because that's what it was. I put it because I don't believe in any of that. And the book is an expression of anti-woke as far as I'm concerned, and I tried to put as much as I could in there to kind of fall in that category on purpose. And as I say, I put the picture up, nothing. Okay, I'm not saying everybody should fall in love with that picture, but lots of my friends, family, people who do read my books would like it. Nothing. And literally it was hours. And I waited and waited and I thought, okay, something's going on here. You could put a picture of a cat's ass on Facebook and somebody probably would like it. I know that sounds crude, but it's true because you've been on Facebook. Anyways, and I thought, well, this is strange. Like, and so I mentioned to a few people and they're like, I didn't see it. It wasn't on my feed. I'm like, it wasn't on your feed? No. And they looked it up. Oh, yeah, I like that. But it wasn't showing up in their feed. These are people on Facebook all the time. In some cases, nobody saw it. Nobody saw it until that point, and then I started to, gather a little steam. And this isn't about ego. This isn't about, oh my God, people weren't looking at my cover. I don't mean it that way. I mean, I feel like I was shadow banned, and I feel like I have been different times, and I find it incredibly frustrating. And maybe not. Maybe people just hate my books. That's also a possibility. But I also think that's probably what people who are very woke want you to think if you write an anti-woke book. So, I mean, that's also a possibility. I don't know. But, and I feel like it's happened in other social media. It's happened in other places. I feel like it has been held against me. I find it frustrating. But at the same time, it's not going to change what I do. Like, I will continue to write when I want to write. But I feel like we live in a society now that if you kind of go against the grain, and we've seen it, I'm just a nobody that nobody knows about writer, an indie author. But you see that in cases with famous people who are known in music, in acting, and writing books, as well as other areas, you kind of speak up against what is sort of the accepted, and it's held against you. And then, it's very sad that a difference of opinion is a problem now, but it is. And the best analogy I can come up with this woke shit, I feel like it's being pushed down our throat. And I think that's really the problem. I don't think anyone, and I shouldn't say anyone, but most people don't have a problem with diversity or transgender or whatever. I don't think most people do have a problem. I think what they have a problem with is having it shoved down their throat every fucking day. And there's a lot of people who have said that and expressed that. And I think the analogy that I was going to mention before I got off in a tangent there for a second was the fact that, it's like when you're 12 and the boy next door is cute and you kind of like him and he kind of likes you, and then suddenly your parents are jumping in trying to push you together and making a big deal, and that's all you hear about all the time, and they push it, you're going to hate that boy and he's going to hate you, and that's just the reality. But you know what? Maybe your parents are doing that on purpose because they think you're too young to date. Do you ever consider that? And maybe these people who are on top of the psychopath ladder are pushing this DEI stuff so that you don't accept people more, that you actually start to hate them because you're having it pushed down your throat all the time. I don't know if people consider that, but I consider that all the time. I don't think it's a mistake. I think, it's, if they really believed it, it would be something put out there on a much milder scale. Just a reminder, hire the person that's best for the job, and don't let this or this affect your decision. That's it. You know what I mean? And in life. But again, having it shoved down your throat, it turns people off. That's what's kind of happening. And it also causes a discrepancy between the people who believe it and the people who don't. And then they're fighting. And when they're fighting, they're not paying attention to the psychopath at the top of the ladder that I just mentioned, who came up with this, who's sitting back and probably stealing money or something, because that's what psychopaths do, or at least coming up with something evil. Because I'm telling you, if I wrote about a psychopath character, and God knows I never have, that's the kind of thing I probably would do. And, that's just my opinion. People might disagree and be like, oh, no, it's not like that. Well, I don't know, is it? I'm a firm believer that if we're fighting with each other, and other people have said this, not just me, this is not something I came up with. If we're fighting with each other, we're not paying attention to what that guy over there is doing. And what that guy over there is doing is probably a hell of a lot worse than anything, this ridiculous fighting. So, in the end of the day, yes, I'm anti-woke. Does my books have diversity? Yes, a lot of it. And I like to think maybe a little common sense. All the craziness aside, there's a certain level of common sense that's there, as opposed to just the craziness of the world right now. I don't know, guys. You might like this, you may not. You may agree with me, you may not. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. If you're going to be hateful, I'm going to remove your comments. So just be aware of that. And it's not going to bother me. I'm at that point in my life. I don't care. I'm just trying to be honest with you. And that's how I feel. And I think it makes sense. And hey, I could be wrong. But I don't know. It's just this whole woke stuff is just too much. And too much for me. And again, my latest book is probably the most anti-woke one that I have created, and I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. Thank you, guys.